Okay, so a follow-up to yesterday's video on Samadhi. Don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it, but that's how I pronounce it, right? So yesterday I decided, because it teaches you, it tries to encourage you to observe, right? So I decided to observe music. Now, it's quite difficult to observe music when there's words in the music. So I had to observe. What I started with was one of my tracks that was just piano, bass and a bit of drums. So I observed it, I closed my eyes really tight, and I focused on a point on my closed eyes and just focused on it. And every time my brain had a bit of noise, I went, observe. My ego or my voice in my head went, observe, take no notice, observe. Just kept saying to myself, observe. So I observed, and before I knew it, I was crying, but not with an emotional response in the sense of like it was unhappy or anything like that. It just made me cry. A tear rolled down my eye. I was like, how the fuck did that happen? But when I was observing the music, it was quite strange. I don't know how to describe it, but you could almost see the wavelengths in the dark space that I was sitting in. So I decided to try it with something else. So I listened to Sunrise. It's Sunrise or Sunshine. That move is Allegro, D minor. It's one of those songs that's quite melancholy because it sounds like it's the end of the world and the beginning of the world all in one hit. And it's a really touching piece. But I listened to that. I didn't actually cry while listening to that. I listened to it, and I could see, you know, iTunes has that that player that you run in the background that shows all those weird graphics doing all those weird things, you know. Well, it's a little bit like that, but not as vivid. I suppose it could be. It's almost like a kaleidoscope. I could almost feel the vibration of the music in a wave and see it. Yeah, and it, you know, it's like this. How do you describe to a blind person what red is? It's impossible to describe colour to someone who's blind because you can't associate it because they've never seen it. And I've had this conversation before. I've always been one of those people who's gone, well, how do you... And people, you know, you can't answer it. But my friend who's deaf, we went to the pub once, one Christmas, and we were all sitting in the front part of the pub, and there was this real heavy metal band on. Now, I don't mind heavy metal because, you know, but my deaf friend, he come in, he sort of went, off he went, off to the bar, got his drink, come back, he went, and I went, why? I went, how's it too loud? I didn't actually speak, because we don't speak. It's really funny when we speak to him. We kind of... Right, so that's how he speaks to him, because you sound like an idiot. You almost like feel... No one uses the voice when they speak to him. It's really funny. So I was like, how's it too loud? And he went... And I was like, I couldn't stop laughing. And he went like this. I know it makes no sense. I know it's too loud. I'm deaf. Too loud. Can't go in there. And I was like, wow. So he can feel the vibration in his skin, obviously. So that's how he can feel music. So therefore, if he can feel the vibration, he could potentially close his eyes and see the vibration, how I could close my eyes and see the vibration of sound via music. And I suppose blind people might experience colour in the form of a vibration too, because we know that reds are very slow sine wave, and ultraviolets are very close together sine wave, if you like. Red's very weak and it's very slow. Blue's very concentrated and it's very quick, or ultraviolet, whatever. So I say to everyone out there, find a piece of music with no words, because it's got words, it distracts you. The voice in your head will talk, right? And you need to silence your mind and observe the music. And this is what I'm doing all day. I'm at work, I'm trying to silence my mind and observe the world. I've done it walking to work. I nearly got run over, to be honest, because I was too busy observing. Do you know, whatever. So, Guinness. Coffee flavoured, just fancied one. So, my mind's really quiet compared to what it was, and it feels strange because my hemispheres constantly talk, and I constantly talk to each other, as I explained the other day. So it's been quite strange, but I've been observing as much as I can observe without having an opinion in some sense. But myself and my work colleague today has said that the world is not right. Does anyone else notice? And I don't mean it's not right as in like there's this going on over there, there's that going on over there, there's this going on over there. I mean, it's not right. The vibration's not right. The feeling is not right. You know when you walk into a room and there's been a disagreement and two people aren't talking to each other, there's some kind of dispute, and you can feel the vibe. The world feels like that to me right now. The vibe of the world. It's like there's things going on in the sense of people don't seem to have much common sense, can't critically think, or walking around like zombies. But that aside, and all the drama that's going on everywhere with every other country, I don't even know what's going on because I don't watch the news. There's just something not right. And I said to my work colleague, I said, does the world feel vibrationally wrong to you at the moment? And she said, yeah, it's not, there's something not right. It's just not right. It don't feel right. So that might be a good thing, because it might mean that finally the consciousness of the world is waking up. We're becoming conscious and aware of where we are and what's going on and the situation we're in that we've created from thought and I don't know how else to describe it, but all the stuff that's going on in the world that's wrong and negative and we see as like, you know, conspiracy or war or, you know, economy collapse or, you know, people dying over here and da da da. It's all kind of got to this. It's not. What's the opposite to saturation? You know? So it's like almost got to the point where it's not the opposite of saturation. It's got to the point where it's at the brink of just collapse to reset. It's like almost gone to the top of actually we come to fruition and now we need to reset it. It's almost like are we going to the next evolutionary step of man? Is it the evolutionary step of the soul? Is it we're trying to vibrate higher? You know, I used to do a lot of meditation and kundalini and stuff like that, and I think when my girlfriend got sick I was concentrating on her, and I don't think vibrationally I was where I was. It's almost like it stifled me, obviously, because I had to snap out of it and care. And then once she was better, I then didn't get back into the same place I was for a few years, and it's taken me a while and some, you know, things to happen to me emotionally and, you know, experiences that have happened. And don't get me wrong, you know, I mentioned the emotional trauma I had last year. Well, the 3 or 4 years I had with one individual who I hung around with was really good, and I wouldn't like take that experience away. It kicked me up the arse with certain things and gave me certain skills and made me see certain things. So it's obviously a learning curve of some kind, but I almost feel like vibrationally I'm getting back up to where I was before, because I definitely for a while was not there. You know, you only have to look back in my YouTube videos before 2015 and there was a lot more stuff to do with meditation and spirituality and stuff like that, and the law of attraction, and you know, I've always been able to work with crystals and vibration. People have always taken energy from me, and I think I lost my way, and I think now I'm finding my way again. So any of you are feeling a bit strange in this world, go and watch this video that I've mentioned about. It might help you, or start meditating, or start, I don't know, I don't really want to tell you what to do, but if you're feeling like you're not fulfilled, it might be worth looking at other things in your life other than fear and control and all this crap over there in the matrix. Step away from the matrix, step away from the physical real world and work within, because it is within. This external world is not what it seems. So yeah, I just had to share that. So peace, love and light.